The Pioneer DJ Opus Quad is real. I was wrong. Oh my god. I can't believe how crazy people got. Like, I know this is YouTube, and I know that there's trolls everywhere, but I cannot believe how many people got absolutely furious over my opinion. I know that it's 2023 right now, and cancel culture is everywhere, and like, if you don't like someone's opinion, you can just get them crushed. But guess what? Like, an opinion is still an opinion. Like, we're allowed to have opinions. As much as you think we're not allowed, like, we are allowed to have opinions, and I'm sorry that my opinion got you so mad, but here I am, the egocentric narcissist, coming on to YouTube, even though I don't need to for any reason, saying that I was wrong. Like, my apology, I guess, saying that I was actually wrong. Like, I don't know one egocentric maniac narcissist on the planet who's ever said that they were wrong about something, but here I am, and I'm sorry to you. Like, I am so sorry that I got you so offended that I had an opinion that I didn't think this thing was real. But it apparently is real, and let's dig into it. First off, like, let's just start off by saying, like, I am not the target market on this thing. So once again, I have no interest in this thing at all. Like, to me, I've said this before and I'll say this again, my laptop is the #1 piece of DJ gear in my whole bag always. Like, my laptop is everything. I love Serato. Being able to pull up songs at any point within seconds, having all of, like, the auto loops, everything that's there, everything that's built into Serato just makes the way that I DJ so much more incredible. Like, I know there's people out there who are gonna love this thing, and there's gonna be people who hate this thing. Like, I know people who have all-in-ones who also hate this thing. So, like, it doesn't really matter. It's out and it's real, and like, it is what it is. It's cool. So let's dig into it. We got some high def pictures. Let's see what this thing is all about. But once again, I don't think this thing is for me at all. The price point on this thing is absolutely insane. I could literally go and buy 2 Rev 7s. I could buy like an S11 with 2 brand new turntables. To me, the pricing is crazy. I'm sure there's people out there who are gonna buy it, but to me, this is like a no fly zone at all. But let's dig into it now that we have some real information, not a bunch of nonsense that's on the internet. Let's check out what this thing can do. Alright, so we did this thing correct today. Hopefully you guys can see my face. Let's get into it. So I'm from Canada, if you guys didn't know. Canadian, this thing is checking in at $45.99. Let's check out what a Rev 7 costs, just for poops and giggles. So it's looking $28.99, $28.99 times 2. So I can't get 2 Rev 7s. It's close, like $1,000 cheaper. What's an S11 running for right now? An S11 is $29.99. So depending what you're gonna run, if you're gonna run like Rain 12s or actual turntables or something, you can probably get a full flight kit for that. And talking about like a flight kit, what are we talking about for a casing here? Like, I can't wait to see what these cases look like. But I don't want to sit here and talk any nonsense. Let's talk about the actual controller. Once again, like, I am not the target market on this thing. I have no interest in all-in-ones. I'm not an all-in-one guy, so like, this thing does not matter to me at all. But for someone who likes this, is probably pretty cool. I've seen the effects. It's definitely got some new effects, which are dope. It runs with this whole space theme, which is kind of weird. I don't know if this thing's a UFO or what, but it's got the space effect, the dub echo, the crush, the sweep, the noise. I love the noise. I got that on the Rev 7, and then just a normal filter. What else we got here? So we got the zone knob, which is cool. You have 2 master outputs if you just want to run like, I don't know, a ceremony or something out the one zone, or your cocktail hour. But my thing with that is, like, are you going to be running that all night? You gotta actually watch that the whole time. Like, there's a lot easier ways to do that. For me, that's not something I would ever do. I would never try and run 2 different sections at once. So that is not something I have any interest in. I've talked to a few people, left some comments about it yesterday, but everyone said they haven't found a good use for it yet. So if you know what the use for it is, or you are someone doing that, let me know. To me, this just seems like it's going to be very difficult, and then now you're losing one of the channels that is so important to people, this 4 channel. Now you're losing a channel to playing that in the background. If that's something you do, cool. If it's not, just let me know what everyone's thinking about that. This zone thing is kind of weird to me. I haven't seen it yet, or I haven't used it at least. I think it's on the Prime 4, but again, not something I've ever used. And I have no interest in all-in-one controllers, so not something that interests me. You got your booth, obviously. You got your quantize to keep everything on beat, on the beat grid. You got your hot cues here, 5. You got 8 hot cues. You got your beat loop, in and out. Your shift button for any shifts. You got your beat jump, and then you got, what does that say? Oh, slip. You got your slip, obviously, and reverse mode. Play, pause, cue, jog, feel, light, heavy, which is normal. You got your key sync, tempo, master tempo, and reset. And then your vinyl speed is just the break, how quick you want it to go. Like, do you want it to start up, like, or do you just want it to be fat, like instant? Even on my Rev 7, I run it pretty much instant these days. On the break, maybe I have it slow, but only if I'm doing a trick. Out here, I don't know much about this because I don't have an all-in-one, but you got your waveform. It's probably just a different view of the waveform. Maybe it zooms out, zooms in. Your beat effects, which is pretty, I would assume that they're pretty cool. I haven't used it, obviously, but your beat effects are something that you can use as a touch screen and just kind of like bring it up, bring it over. Normally, they have it on like an XY axis grid where you can kind of play around with it. So that'll be neat to see. Your smooth echo. So this is something that I have on my Rev 7 that I don't really use too often. It's cool that they added like parameters for it, because I found that it's too out there, and it's too much when it's just on or off. So it's cool that they added a parameter. Maybe you can have it just very, very in the background. On my Rev 7, it's really out there, and it's like, I've never used it because it's just too much. And then running down, you got your mic channels, on, off, talk over, obviously, high, mid, low, pass over, equalizer, your effects, you got your parameters, once again, and then you got your mix, your cue levels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these are your cue buttons to get your headphones on. Apart from that, everything looks pretty straightforward. I heard that this is a Magvel fader, so good to hear. The faders on Pioneers are absolutely incredible. Like, nobody else is playing with the faders on Pioneers. Pioneers are really all about the pro club gear, which I'm glad to see that this is. I wasn't sure if this was going to be a toy or like what this thing was going to be, because it just looks so weird and so like off-brand. One of the reasons that I did say at the start that it was fake is because this is just so off-brand. Like, there's nothing else like this. Pioneer has never done something like this, and Pioneer is definitely not one to stray away from starting something brand new. But I was just assuming that they had so much new gear out, and how much they have like shortages going on. Why are they going to keep bringing out new gear? It's kind of crazy to me when they can't even keep up with the demand on the current gear. So I don't know. We'll see what happens out there. Maybe they've had this thing, they've been working on it for a long time, and they got a big supply of these things. I don't know. I'm not in touch with Pioneer at all, but here we are. We got a new controller. Apart from that, you got your tap, your beat grid, and that's about it. This is obviously your control for the internal hard drive. I heard you can plug your hard drive into it. You can plug your computer into it. You can plug your USB into it. Runs Serato and Rekordbox, which is cool. No more of this like just one controller for one platform. And then it would be the exact same on the other side. So let's take a look at a couple more of the pictures, and then we're going to break down into the actual information of this thing. Once again, you got your XLR TRS in the front, which is kind of weird. I've never seen that. I guess it's cool if you just want to plug your mic in. If you're at the club or something, you just got to make a couple announcements to get rid of it. It's a little weird placement for me. I don't know why it's not in the back, but it is what it is. Let's get a better picture here. There we go. Zoom in here. Yeah, as I said, it's just your mic level, your equalizer for the front mic. The other one is probably, the one up here is definitely for the back. Talk over, on, off, and then you got your headphones as always. And then let's check the back out real quick. So we got a USB 3, which it looks like that is power. So that's very interesting to see. I don't know if that powers the unit. That's to be found. I don't know why it's saying 5 volt. Maybe this is to power something else. Not sure yet. You got your USB-C here. You got your link cable. And then you got your master, RCA Master 1. You got your zone master. Booth out. You got your ground. And then you got your phono, which is cool. So you can plug turntables into this or whatever you want to use. And then you got your balanced TRS on the back as well. Something I'm really happy to see here is just a normal IEC connector, which isn't very normal for Pioneer. They're always putting out like power adapters, which from what they say, it's because they don't want to make it so much heavier. They don't want to make the units heavier. Heat dissipation, they want to keep the heat out of the unit. But this is a much bigger unit. They probably aren't having any heat issues because they got so much area to play with on this thing. So I'm glad to see that the transformer is in the unit instead of outside the unit, because we all know what happens to those adapters. You mess around with them too much, they break, snap, and that's it. You're buying a new power adapter. And if sometimes you gotta buy the Amazon special, you never know what you're gonna get, and that can be scary for a lot of people. For me, I take super care of all of my gear. Like I have Velcro wrap for everything. I make sure I have no bent ends at any point, because I know that like I'm scared about getting different power adapter because you never know what you're gonna get. So here we go. Let's get into the actual real information. None of this stuff that's been floating around the internet. This is the real deal information. So here we go. I'm just gonna read the headlines. I don't gotta read all of this here. Harmony between brand new beautiful design and musical playability. Standalone 4-deck playback for versatile DJ performances. Once again, I'm not a standalone DJ guy. My laptop is the #1 thing to me. I'd rather play literally off Serato and my laptop than like anything else. Support for multiple media sources to match the different playing styles. I do want to look into this. So USB thumb drives, huge SSD drives, plugging in your PC Mac that's running software, Wi-Fi to play off smartphone using Rekordbox. Interesting. Cloud Direct Play. You can play from various music libraries with one Opus Quad, and you can even pair a mobile device via Bluetooth and wireless technology. That's interesting. So that's something I want to see. That's something I want to find out more about. Rapid and accurate track search, even from the biggest collections. So this is something that has always kept me away from the all-in-ones. Like, I love my laptop because for me, it's Command F, and within 4 seconds, I got my track up. I'm able to play super fast. I play super open format, so I'm playing all kinds of music at all points of time. I don't play any sets at all. Like, my sets are always brand new every time. I'm never playing the same set over and over again. So this is something I'm interested to see. I've never used an all-in-one. I don't know how they work. I don't know how easy it is to be searching for music. Like, I don't know if I had 100 crates, how easy it is for me to find the track that I want. But like when I'm on my computer, I can find that track within seconds. That's something I'm really interested to see. That might be something that one day I do get an all-in-one, but right now I have no interest in it because I love having a laptop. It just is so easy for me to find music and play the way that I play. Optimized deck configuration with this new smart cue. 8 hotkeys above each jog wheel. You don't need to switch your gaze. That's not. I love how my hotkeys are. I always have. I don't like that new style hotkey. If you do, that's you. And once again, that's an opinion. We are all allowed to have opinions. I love having my hotkeys underneath in the smash mode. I don't like that little small thing. I got like my fingers, even with the big hotkeys, I'm still smashing too many hotkeys at once. I don't think I could do it with those little ones, but you never know. Easy to use professional effects. I've seen some of these effects, really cool. Zone output for playing different spaces. Once again, you're kind of defeating the purpose of having the 4-channel standalone if you're using one channel to be playing somewhere else. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I haven't heard any people talk about like the good use for it yet. So once we start seeing that, once we start hearing about it, that might change. But right now, I don't see the point of the zone output. There's a lot easier ways to run that. And that's the way that I would do it personally. Record box Serato capability, that's cool. Record box links export, which is cool. Firmware update manager, that's cool. Like, it's Wi-Fi. You can do all your firmware updates right through the unit. Good to know. Smooth echo. So here we go. Assign the smooth echo effect to your choice from a selection of controls, fader or pad. Then when you turn on smooth echo with its dedicated button, the echo will be triggered as soon as you move the relevant control. So interesting. I really want to see more about that. I don't like it how it is on my Rev 7. Hopefully they fix that. 2 mic inputs, beat loop knob. With just one knob, you can turn it on or off or change the length of the beat loop. So if you watch any James Hype, this is definitely teaching you how to play like James Hype. Awesome. Like, that's not a negative at all. Really cool. I think that'll be dope for a lot of people. And here we go. The main features. This is what we got to be looking at. So supported music file types, MP3, AAC, WAV, AIFF, lossless, and FLAC. File systems, really important. Like, if you don't know about file systems, this can sometimes cripple people if your hard drive is not set up for Mac, or it's set up for Mac and not set up for computer. You are in trouble. You got to figure out a way to get it fixed on both. Right here, FAT32. I think exFAT works too. Oh, snap. NTFS isn't supported. That's a problem. Make sure you do not have an NTFS drive, which is Windows only. You got to be moving exFAT, FAT32. You have to. If you don't know anything about that, drop it in the comments and I'll shoot you some links. Compatible DJ software. That's fine. We know about that. It's good with everything. MIDI control, yes. USB record, yes. Plug and play, yes. Auto standby, yes. Awesome. What's in the box? You got the quad, the power cord, quick start guide, and precautions for use. Specifications, frequency range 20 to 20,000 hertz. The width is 95.7 millimeters. So let's check that out here. 2 inches. 36.5 inches. That's pretty big. 36, 3 feet long. So we're looking like probably that long. That's a big mother right there. 142. So it's only 5.5 inches tall. So less than 6 inches. Probably the same as my Rev 7, give or take. Depth. 19 inches deep. So we're talking 1.5 feet deep. That's not too bad. That's what I would expect with all those screens. That's okay. And then weight, 13 kilograms. 13 kilograms, 2 pounds. Okay, that is not gonna work. 2 pounds. 29 pounds. How heavy is the Rev 7? $24 pounds. So it's 24 pounds. And this one's 29 pounds. So it is even heavier. Wow. I thought that it was going to be lighter because there's no motors. I think the Rev 7 is too heavy. I run it in a soft shell case and it is way too heavy. That's a shame to hear that it's even heavier. Like, if you are a mobile DJ who goes out and plays all over the place, you are gonna hate that thing. I promise you. It's hard enough for me to move my Rev 7 around and it's lighter. Like, this looks like this is gonna be like a club standard built into the club kind of unit. This is not for mobile at all. And that right there tells you. Sampling rate 44.1. Power supply is in there. Power consumption 60 watts. All good. Signal to noise ratio 114 decibels. That's good. Line is 96 decibels. Phono is 85 decibels and your mic is 79 decibels. I would assume that you can kind of crank that on the back, but we will see. Performance control, you got your four channels, independent. Deck control, 4 USB or 4 DJ software. Jog wheel is 206 millimeters. So what is that? 206 millimeters, 2 inches. 8-inch platter, normal. That's what we're seeing everywhere. Jog feeling, yes. Sound, color effects. You got your effects here: space, dub echo, sweep, noise, crush filter, beat effects. You got your delay, echo, ping pong, spiral, reverb, trans filter, flanger, phaser, pitch, slip roll. So you got everything. You got everything on here. All the effects, which is dope. It's like built in, really nice. This is probably like the A9 mixer into this thing as well. Hot cues, 8 per deck, beat loop, beat jump, beat sync, quantize, wave zoom, which I assume that button is to really get into your zoom there. Trim knob, EQ isolator, and an isolator means you're literally getting rid of that entire frequency. So on a lot of mixers, you only can like drop it down a bit. You can't get rid of the whole thing. If you took the isolator and you isolated all of them completely, it's going to get rid of the entire track. Normally, if you did that on like a basic mixer, you're still going to hear stuff in the background, but this is getting rid of everything. You got your manual loop, mic connection. You got your XLR, TRS, 1/4 inch, 3-band on both. Weird to me, but whatever you're gonna do. Terminals, input, 2 line, 2 phono, 2 mic. Outputs, you got 1 master XLR, 1 master RCA, 1 zone XLR, 1 booth 1/4 inch, and then what is that? Oh yeah, 2 headphones. So 1 headphone 1/4 inch or 1 headphone 3.5 millimeter, which is your tiny. Then you got 3 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C port, wireless LAN, which is crazy, and then you got Bluetooth. 20 meters distance for transmission. Frequency band is 2.4 gigahertz. And that's it. So you guys let me know in the comments right now, is this something you're gonna get? To me, I don't think I would ever buy something like this. It's so expensive, and I don't like the look of it. Like, this is not for me. This looks like it's from a spaceship. It looks like a spaceship, and that's what they're going for, because you got all these space, kind of spacey sounding sound effects. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, if you love it, let me know in the comments. If you don't love it, let me know in the comments. This is a no-hate zone. Like, people are allowed to have opinions. I know you don't think they are allowed to in 2023, and you're gonna get offended by it, but we are. We're allowed to have opinions. You can't get mad at people for having an opinion, and that is what it is. So I will see you guys on the next one. Let's go, fam.